Juke move lets you move one space diagonally. Hurdle lets you move through a defender. Timeout. You may ignore 3 rolled clock die per game. Let's say this is what you rolled, and you don't really want to add 2 defenders to the board, so you're going to go with these 3. If that has been activated, you can use it, and you can cancel out 3 dice for the rest of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out 2 right now. And then I had that 3rd one that I can use on a later turn. So once you actually resolve the dice, you would still have to add the defender, but you would not cross off 2 spots for the game clock. So you would not do that. Normally, each one crosses off 1 square on the game clock. Another way to mitigate the dice with the game clock, instead of placing a defender, you may choose to not place that defender and instead mark 3 time off the game clock. Let's say that's your roll. Those are the 3 that you went with. Instead of putting this defender down, you would just activate it, and then instead of marking them on their board, you would cross off 3 on the game clock. That hurts a lot because the clock will sneak up on you very easily. But if you're in a pinch and you have to get through and you just can't take the chance of the defender coming back and blocking your space, then you can always do that. Two-way player, you may flip a die to its other side twice per game. So if that's been fully charged, then once you've rolled your 4 dice, you can flip a dice to its other side. And you can always check to see what's on the other side before you flip it. And then you would simply mark off that you've done it one of the 2 times. Run it back. I think we went over that. You may use a previously spent power-up. Move the chains. You may move ahead 10 yards. Cannot move through defenders. So what that means, if I activate that, I move from here. That's 5 yards, 10 yards. If there had been a defender here, I would not be able to move through him to go the 10 yards. Okay. So you're going to keep doing this until either the game clock runs out at the end of your turn, you get stuck and you cannot move, and you don't have any power-ups. You've already spent all your power-ups, and there's no way that you can get past the blockage. Or there's a third way, and this is an immediate way to lose the game. If you're in a 10-yard area, so let's say I'm not in here yet, and every single square in that 10-yard area has something in it. Either a defender, a star, a path. If there's something in every square in that 10-yard area, you've lost the game. So you can't really be sitting, which you shouldn't be doing anyway because of the game clock, but you shouldn't really be sitting in a 10-yard area too long, because if they fill up, you're going to lose. This is considered full. These 2 have defenders, these 5 have defenders, these 2 have paths in them, and this is a star. If all 10 have been filled by something, you immediately lose the game. This is how you lose. Game clock at the end of your turn, if it's at the final and you have not scored a touchdown, that's another way you lose the game. And then if you just can't move, if you're back here, let's say you're here, and it looks something like this. This is not filled in yet. Let's pretend. Let's say I'm right here. Not all these blocks have been filled in yet, but there's nowhere that you can go. You can't hurdle 2 defenders. I can't move diagonal. I can't backtrack. I mean, I could move here, but I can't go anywhere from there. No special ability is going to let you morph or transport 3 spaces. So if you get here and you can't go any further, that's another way you lose the game. So this is Game Day football. It's very simple. You try to score a touchdown, either win or lose, and then depending on whether you won or lost, there's different ranks to how well you did. There's ways to mitigate the dice with the dice converter. You want to try to beat the clock. You got to use your special abilities, but if you want a better score, you don't want to use as many, but you also don't want to lose. So sometimes you're going to have to use these. And that's pretty much it. Once again, there is an advanced mode that is coming out maybe in a week or two. There's going to be more things on the board that's going to change every game. These are stagnant stars that are just default. That's going to be there every game that you play. But in the advanced mode, there's going to be more stuff on the board that's going to change. There's going to be a little bit more setup. But depending on where your path takes you, you're going to be able to have your quarterback or halfback or whoever try to go for Heisman or collect stars on your way so that you can get Coach of the Year. Your win or loss is going to determine how well your coach did and go on Coach of the Year. You're also going to use stars for recruiting, trying to get 5-star talent. You're going to have stadium upgrades. So all of that's going to come together within a season mode. You're going to play 10, 11, 12 games, depending on how well you do. And then at the end of it, you're going to find out if you've been extended, your contract's been extended, or you've been fired. So once again, there's going to be a win-loss condition in there. And then if you have been extended, you're going to see how well you did, kind of like in the light mode. Game Day football. You roll 4 dice, you use 3 of them, you move down the field, use special power-ups, try to avoid defenders, and score before the game's over. It's very simple, takes about 15 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the YouTube video or on the Facebook link. All right, thank you.